Hillary Clinton blaming, among other things, wait for it, climate change. Roll tape.
We're in a period of one of the worst refugee crises that we've ever faced. It's an international problem, and I think we should have more of an international response. But then we have to ask ourselves, why is this happening? And why is it happening? Because of terrible governance, because of corruption, because of conflict, because of climate change.
Well, there you have it. Zuhdi Jasser, whose family fled Syria years ago, joins us now to talk about this. And Zuhdi, was it the heat and the drought that drove you out of Syria?
That is the most insulting thing. I mean, is there no level to which Secretary Clinton and the left will stoop in which to push in climate change as their agenda? I mean, she's basically doing the bidding of the genocidal tyrant Assad. It was 50 years of Ba'athist fascism that created the climax, which was the Arab awakening that led to the revolution that led to this crisis of millions and the genocide against them. So to blame climate change, by the way, you know where this meme came from? It came from Syrian propaganda. It came from Russian propaganda against the rebels. So to say that this is, they're just taking the work of a UC Santa Barbara leftist professor, Colin Kelly, and that's been debunked already. And they're just trying to get attention for climate change and doing the bidding of Assad regime's propaganda.
Well, she says, and I tried to figure out how the heck she could say this with a straight face, but what she says is that an extended drought between 2007 and 2011 forced rural Syrians into the cities. Food prices went up, leading to instability, which eventually led to civil war. And that is why she says global climate change, whatever you want to call it, led indirectly to the conflict in Syria.
I mean, set aside the immorality of ignoring the genocide from the Assad regime and the barrel bombs, and that's the threat multiplier, really, which is Assad and ISIS. Set that aside. Cato has a good response to this in which they debunk the science. That whole science is wrong about the change in temperature and how that affected the shifts in population. You have a fascist socialist economy in Syria that was shifting populations, and finally the Arab awakening woke up to that. It had nothing to do with droughts. The Tunisian Arab awakening was about pushing back against monarchies, against dictators. That's the economic pressure. To say that the drought somehow played a role in the economic pressure of the rebellion of millions that are now being massacred by barrel bombs that, by the way, were handed millions of passports a few months ago in order to shift the demographics out of Syria.
Right.
Nothing to do with climate change. It's just beyond insulting.
And Zuhdi, let's not forget, she called Assad a reformer back in 2011. We're out of time. Zuhdi, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
All right, let's turn to politics. The latest Fox News